What is going on, you guys? I hope you're all having an embraceful day. And as you guys can tell by the title of this video, or if you guys are following me on Snapchat or Instagram, you guys would know I just got my first ticket. And yes, this is my first ticket. This is my first real ticket. I've gotten fixed tickets before. I've been pulled over and let go for speeding once. But this is actually my first ticket. And I originally didn't get pulled over for what this ticket says. He actually let it slide, and he gave me a ticket for something else. So I'm gonna explain to you guys this whole story because it's a big story, big long story. Well, it's not that long. It's a good story to look back at. But yeah, this is my first ticket. I first thought when he gave it to me it was gonna be a fix-it ticket. When I saw what he cited me for, but he did put right here where it says, where does it say? Oh, it says where they write down correctable. Where they write down correctable violation. If they put yes, it's a fix-it ticket. If they put no, the price of getting that paid off I think it doubles the amount, because when I asked the court they told me that it does double up if they put no, and this officer put no on here, and he has a good reason for it, which I'll tell you guys a story about. So I got this ticket yesterday. I believe it's December 8th, the 8th, which is Thursday. I got this ticket. I got pulled over. So I was getting out of work, which was at 4 o'clock, and I was heading on the one. So the speed limit there is 65, just so you guys know right now. But I was heading home. I was heading home on the, and as I was heading home, like, I don't know if this happens to you guys, but this does happen to me. I'm pretty sure there's other people that can relate to it. But sometimes when I'm driving, like, I don't want to say zone off, but it's a word close to that, but it's not zoning off. Like, sometimes when I'm driving, like, there's stuff going on in my mind. There's things that are processing through my mind. Like, I need to do this stuff. I need to do this. There's just a lot of things going on in my mind, but when my mind is processing all those things, my eyes are on the road. Like, I know I'm in control. Like, I can control the vehicle without a doubt. Like, my eyes are on the road. I know where the lines are at. I know if I'm gonna pass a car or not. It's just my mind is not there. So my eyes are on the road. They don't look down at the speedometer, anything like that. And my foot just keeps accelerating and accelerating. And it's not a dramatic acceleration. Like, it just accelerates little by little. Like, I lose track of looking at my speed and see how fast I'm going, since my mind is wandering somewhere else, thinking about things I need to do. And so I'm pretty sure there's some of you guys that can relate to this. If not, well, that's what happens to me sometimes, you know. But I was heading home on the 111, and this happens to me. It happens to me as I was going home. And I'm like, honestly, I'm like a very vigilant person. Like, I'm always looking everywhere to see if there's any cops. If I'm ever speeding, I'm always looking if there's any cops. And unfortunately, as I was heading southbound, the officer was on the opposite lane. He was heading northbound, and as I saw him, like I was dozed off. Like, my mind was somewhere else, like I was telling you guys. But that's not the correct terminology that I want to use. But we'll just say I was dozed off. But as I undazed off, I knew what I was doing. I saw the officer coming the opposite side, heading northbound. And as I saw him, he was like about maybe like 10 car lengths ahead of me. I saw him and I slammed on the brakes. And when I slammed on the brakes, I got up to 65 miles per hour when I was already parallel to him. And CHPs, well, I got pulled over by CHP, and CHPs have that, I don't know, what is it, the radar, the laser, I don't know what it's called, but they have that thing that can track you from a mile away. So I'm pretty sure he got me from a good amount of distance. And when I passed him, when we were parallel and I passed him, he busted a bitch and he turned around on the dirt and he started following me. And I got a good maybe 500 feet after he started pulling me over. He turned on the sirens, turned on the lights, and he pulled me over. And when he pulled me over, he asked me why I was going so fast. That I was going 95 on a 65. I was going 95 on a 65. Mom and Dad, if you guys are watching this, I was not going 95. I was not going 95. I originally told my parents that I was going 75 on a 65. But Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but I lied to you guys. But I was going 95 on a 65, and when he pulled me over, he told me that, and I told him the exact same thing that I'm telling you guys in the beginning. Like, sometimes I zone out. I know what I'm doing. I'm in control of the vehicle. My eyes are on the road. They're off the speedometer. My foot is always on the gas, and I just lose track on how fast I'm going. I told him the exact same thing, and he asked me for my license and registration. And I told him my wallet's in my back pocket. I'm gonna reach for it, but I also have my gun with me. I have the gun since I was getting out of work, and I work at the. I have my gun on me. I told him I have my gun in the back seat. And when I told him that, he told me, who do I work for, and I told him who I work for and whatnot. And, that's kind of like a good part. That was like a good thing that I did, because if I would have not told him and he would have seen the gun, like, it would have probably escalated to the roof. But I told him that, and I gave him my license, I gave him my registration, I gave him my insurance and everything. And I was planning on recording the whole conversation and everything, but like honestly, I was going 95 and a 65 like he told me, and I didn't want to get more in trouble. So I didn't record it or anything like that. But I gave him my license, my insurance, my registration, and everything, and he told me he would be right back. So I went to his patrol vehicle, and when he came back, he told me that he was gonna let me off this one time, but it wasn't gonna be that easy. He told me that he was gonna write me up for tinted windows, which when I was driving, I had my windows down, so there was no way for him to give me that ticket for tinted windows. And he wrote me down for having a banner on my car. He told me it had to be a little bit smaller and it has to be see-through through the inside. So for all you guys that have banners out there, that's a tip for you guys. If you guys have a banner that's solid, you could get a ticket if the officer's a dick. But he didn't write me up for going 95 to 65. That would have been a major ticket. He just wrote me up for the tinted windows and the banner, which I'm totally fine with. So he let me slide. I'm pretty sure it was because I told him where I worked, and since officers always go to the I'm pretty sure that's why he let me go. And it's not that easy that he let me go. There's still, like I said, he put no on the correctable violation, which is not letting me slide that easy, because if it would have put yes, it would have been like a fix-it ticket. I could have just taken all that off, or even had a good friend of mine that's an officer just sign it off, and I just paid the ticket, which would have been $50. But since he put no, I asked the court, I would have to pay $180. I think that's the minimum of what it is. But since I just barely got this, they can't really tell how much it's gonna be, since it's not in the system yet. You have to wait like a week and a half or 2 weeks until it's in the system. So he screwed me over a little bit, not as much as going 95 and a 65, but he did screw me over a little bit, which I'm totally fine with because it's not going 95 and a 65. So after he told me what he was citing me for, I signed the paperwork, the ticket, and he gave me back my stuff, and he told me if I have a problem with dazing off and something like that, I should put my car in cruise control. And then he looks onto my steering wheel, and he sees that I have an aftermarket steering wheel. I don't have an airbag, I don't have cruise control, I don't have anything like that. And he tells me that if I knew that was illegal. And at this point, I didn't want to argue with him. I'm being let off. I'm being let off pretty easy. So I didn't want to argue, I didn't want to do anything, and I just told him, oh, it is? Like, I act pretty stupid that I didn't know it was illegal. And it's not illegal because I asked one of the where I work, and it's not illegal. It's not illegal. It's just like for insurance policies. Like, but if you get in a wreck, if you get injured or anything, your insurance is not really going to cover you because you took out that airbag from your car. So it's not really something that they can give you a ticket for, from what the explained to me. But he told me that, and he told me that it was illegal, and so I just played stupid. I didn't know that it was illegal, and he just told me just to drive safe, to be safe, and be careful out there. So that's pretty much what happened. I got let off pretty easy. I got caught going 95 on a 65. So this is my actual first ticket. I have to pay $180. That's the minimum, but like I said, it hasn't gone through the system yet. And I'm not really sure what's gonna happen. Like, if it would have been a fixed ticket, I would have been fine with just paying the $50, but it's $180, and if I wanted to, I could probably go to court. But he let me off going 95 and a 65, so I find it justifiable, just to pay the $180. But also, one of my friends was telling me that I work with one of my coworkers that I work with. He told me, when he got pulled over, he did a written declaration, which you write down your side of the story and you send it, and you have a better chance of winning the case with that. So I'm planning on doing that. Like, I plan on taking pictures of the tinted windows, because they're not really that tinted. He just gave me the ticket for that because he didn't want to give me a ticket for going 95, and if it's justifiable, like I said. But I would have been fine with just the banner. The tinted windows are not really that tinted. They're not freaking limo tint or anything like that. I don't even remember what percentage they are, but you can totally look through there and see what's going on. But also, one of my good friends, as well, he said he was going to talk to him and see why he put no and whatnot. So hopefully everything clears up and he helps me out with this, and hopefully I don't have to pay anything, or hopefully I can just pay the $50. Also, if you do the written declaration, you pay up the money that you owe up front, and you pay and you do the written declaration. Once you do the written declaration and say you win, you get that money reimbursed back to you. And so my friend from the and he's gonna help me out and see if I can do the written declaration. And hopefully that officer that cited me for this, hopefully he loses the paperwork, and I don't have to pay for anything, and I get reimbursed the money that I'm gonna pay. So that's what happened, guys. I got car going 95 and a 65, but I wanted a dash cam for this car, but now I'm thinking about getting a radar, so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna get. I just got screwed over somewhat. So I just thought I'd just explain to you guys why I got a ticket and how I got let off so easy. So I'm pretty thankful, just that I didn't get the speeding ticket for going 95 and a 65, because the ticket probably would have came out to about $500, at least $500, and I was going 95. If I would have gone 5 over more, that would have been a felony, and I'm so glad I didn't go 5 over more, because I'm pretty sure with that he would have not let me go, no matter who I was. But that's the story, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and embrace yourself.